Governor Romney, I'm glad that you recognize that al-Qaeda is a threat, because a few months ago, when you were asked what's the biggest geopolitical threat facing America, you said Russia. Not al-Qaeda, you said Russia. In the 1980s are now calling to ask for their foreign policy back because, the Cold War's been over for 20 years.
Wow. Boy, that soundbite did not age well for President Obama. Just quick timestamp on that. That's 2012. So May 2nd, I believe, 2011, we take out bin Laden. Okay, 2 years later, 2 years after that, Putin takes Crimea. Chrissy, Mitt Romney was spot on. And I don't say that often.
And Barack Obama also really took his words out of context in that soundbite in general. He's talking about geopolitical adversaries. We're not talking about the biggest threat to American soil. That would be al-Qaeda. I think that's fair to say. Right. But the biggest geopolitical threat is Russia. And now I think we could argue China, pending on, honestly, the day. They're really just tit for tat. They really go at it. But that's just being manipulative to the American people. And one thing I did want to touch on, Rob, was that, the American people do say they don't want boots in the ground in Ukraine. And I think that this is a problem that we see writ large in the Democratic, actually in both parties right now, is that Democrats and, Joe Biden saw Americans want to get out of Afghanistan. Okay, yes, we wanted to get out of Afghanistan, but we didn't want a botched removal of it. Right. Yes, do we generally not want the boots on the ground in Ukraine? Sure, but we don't want to see thousands, hundreds of thousands of people die or live under the repression of the Russian government. I think it's fair to say that these polls get read so black and white by Democratic or Republican strategists, and that's not the truth at all. Americans want real, honest foreign policy that is just reflective of what we would do if this was happening near us. And I don't think that people are looking at that right now.
General, do you want to react to that? We're so tight on time. So Chrissy, I agree, but these are nuclear powers. And I'm concerned about a miscalculation even in the airspace in and around Ukraine. Something goes wrong. General, you remember what happened in I believe it was the Black Sea a few years ago with the U.S. ship that got too close to Crimea. Weapon systems were engaged in Russia, and it was up to the captain of that U.S. naval destroyer not to act. But miscalculations happen. You remember the Cold War, the Cuban Missile Crisis. It's touch and go.
To build on Chrissy's point, and I'll be fast, I do think it would be spectacular if the administration would take a look at their national security team and what's happened in the last year and maybe start thinking about making some personnel choices.